So it's February 1st, and my January has been pretty chaotic already in terms of reading. I finished last year with 8 books read, which made me a little bit sad because I used to love reading and it seemed like I didn't like it anymore. So I kind of like spent some time thinking about like what I did want to read this year, and I think it went well because I think I read about 3 or 4 books in January and started a lot more. But then it got a little bit chaotic, so I think I kind of just want to record what I'm reading and kind of just like what I'm thinking about in terms of my reading. Like first, I will say I think the book I'm enjoying the most in terms of physical books is Imaginary Friend. This is my second attempt at getting through this book, and I think I'm enjoying it a lot more than I did last time. I'm kind of doing a no pressure. I don't have to pick it up every day. But yeah, I think we'll definitely finish this by the end of the year. I'm also reading, excuse me, The Body by Bill Bryson. This was something I picked up because it just seems like highly recommended. And quite honestly, this is the book I keep by my bed. And at night when I need something that's not going to excite me, because like this definitely would keep me up until 3 a.m. reading, I read this. Not that it's boring, but it's more factual and not as mentally stimulating, I would say. Well, at least not yet, because I'm pretty early on. These other physical books I'll talk about, I've kind of put on the back burner, but I kind of want to like get back into them and kind of finish them out. The first is The Witch's Heart. This is very much a character development kind of book. Excuse me. And I stopped a little bit over halfway because I don't even know why. It was a natural, it's like the start of a new section, so it was a natural, it's like the start of part 2, but I definitely want to get back into it, and hopefully this will have a happy ending. Second, or not second, but next is the Mary Oliver book of poems. I try not to read more than 1 poem at a time when I pick this up, so not surprising, but I definitely want to keep back at it and finish this at some point. Lastly is this book called Pleasure Activism. I picked this up about a couple of years ago, and I only started reading it earlier this year, so a few weeks ago. I will say I really like the idea, but I am not enjoying the process of reading this. But in case, I'm only about halfway through, in case something changes, I do want to see this through, so I'm gonna continue reading it because there are some really good tidbits. Yeah. So those are all my physical books, and this isn't talking about like the rest of my physical TBR or like the other physical books I have from the library that I just haven't picked up yet. In terms of ebooks and audiobooks, I have ebooks and audiobooks just because I spend a bit of time in the car, so I do like to put on an audiobook. And then in terms of ebooks, sometimes I'll be somewhere out and about and I'll have like 5 minutes while I'm waiting in a line, and I'd rather pick up or open an ebook than scroll through TikTok. Can you even scroll through TikTok in public because of the audio? I don't think so. But in terms of ebooks, I am 83% of the way through Adulthood Rights by Octavia E. Butler. That's a cover. This is an amazing book series. It's the second book in the Xenogenesis trilogy. Amazing, and it's such an amazing reflection on humanity and what humanity is and what is essential to us as humans. It's so interesting, but I don't know why, but maybe it's because it's like the second book. I feel like the third book will be even more interesting, so excited to finish that. I am also reading So Good They Can't Ignore You by Cal Newport. This I'm reading just because I feel like it's such a ubiquitous book in like the personal development genre. So I'm like, let me just skim through it. It's had some really good ideas actually. I'm not particularly a super ambitious person in terms of my career or like trying to optimize everything, but I think has some really great ideas about leveraging yourself and leveraging your skills to design your life for how you want it. And I think it's a really interesting idea, and it's really started to inspire me and get me to start thinking differently about the future of my life. On a related note, I am reading I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. Honestly, I'm reading like the summary, the guide. So I think it's been okay. Again, it's just kind of those ubiquitous like books in the genre, so I kind of wanted to like take a look, see if there's actually something that I would find useful. And lastly, in terms of ebooks, is Viral Justice by Ruha Benjamin. This is what the cover looks like. This is written post-COVID and following the Black Lives Matters kind of, I don't know if I can call it a resurgence, but like all the activity happening around COVID time with the new amping up, it felt like, of cop shootings and shootings of Black people. And it's such an interesting thing. I will say a lot of the ideas here in Viral Justice tie in with the ideas in pleasure activism. Like, how do we make justice so viral that everyone is involved? And one of the ways is through pleasure activism, like making activism, making motion, making activity pleasurable, like at its very intrinsic level, like make it feel good. So actually I do really like the fact that I started reading that at least before I got to Viral Justice. I also think Viral Justice is really like helping me unpack a lot of the things I've been feeling with like all the ICE activity in the US these days. So yeah, I'm really interested in continuing reading it, but I'm only like 11% through at the moment. In terms of audiobooks, I am reading one audiobook, and it is honestly I think one of my favorite books that I'm reading out of everything that I've talked about, and it is Remarkably Bright Creatures. A coworker in the office said that was her favorite book of 2025, so I was like, okay, I've heard of it so many times, let me actually pick it up. And it's so good. I'm only 41% of the way through, but sometimes I just want to like lay in bed and read and listen to it, because it's, again, like I think like a character, it's about the characters, not the plot, and it's such a really interesting read. And I love Marcellus. It's such an interesting POV. Okay, so that's everything I'm reading. Again, there's not a lot of like tie-ins except maybe pleasure activism and Viral Justice. I'm really trying to read things that are good, and I'm realizing things that are good need a little bit of time from me. Like, they're not going to be they're not going to make sense from page one, but I just kind of have to like invest a little bit more before I put it down. But yeah, so hopefully I will get through at least one of these books without picking up a new book to start.